Yo, this is Rick Mahorn, the bad boy, giving a shout out to my man Drew, Detroit Drew. Make sure you tune in on his YouTube channel, Detroit Drew. Bad boy.
Are you ready?
Hey peeps, how's it going? Today we're back talking about the Pistons. No, it's not about the draft. We're officially into free agency territory, and we're going to be talking about what-if scenarios, I guess, until sports come back, because right now they are talking about potentially bringing back the NBA season. I don't know where anything's at. So I guess for right now, I'm kind of treating it like an off season. We're doing draft stuff, we're doing free agency stuff, and I think that the biggest name that, outside of Christian Wood, that the Pistons have a shot at is Fred VanVleet. Now, do I think that the Pistons are even going to get an opportunity to talk to him? Probably, but I don't think he's going anywhere except for Toronto. I think Toronto will more likely move on from Kyle Lowry, or move Lowry to the bench, and then pay VanVleet and put him in the starting lineup, because he had a career high this year, 17 and a half points. You can see his stats right here. Shot 40% from the field, like 38, almost 40% from the three-point line. He had a great year, no denying that. And he's a solid player. But in the Pistons' shoes, are you willing to pay him a lot of money? Because he's going to want somewhere around 20 mil, I'd give or take. Are you willing to pay that much for a player who is not going to make you that much better? You get consistency from the point guard position. He'd come in, he could score, he can facilitate, he can do it all a little bit. He is undersized, he is a scrappy defender, but I mean, he's not great at it. I don't think the Pistons should do it, because it's going to be a lot of money for a player to put you still right back into the 8 seed, 7 seed, 6 seed conversation, and this whole thing of moving on from Drummond, moving on from Reggie, is to get better than that. They want to get past that hump and be top 4 seed in the East and compete and eventually get back into title contention. We're still a long ways away from that. But if you're going to give a player a 4-year, I don't know, $80 million deal, it's about $20 million a year, are you really willing to pay him that much money for him to come in here and just kind of be mediocre? And I'm not trying to knock the guy. He fits Toronto perfectly. Toronto should keep him. It's a good system for him. They all flourish. They play unselfishly. Coming here is going to be a lot more pressure on him, because he is going to be our captain, our orchestrator, our quarterback. And I don't really want to pay someone that much money who's this, like, he's good, but he's not worth that much money to the Pistons. To Toronto, it's different. You got to play the players that won a championship. He's earned that money from them. He does not fit with us. I know it's a Dwayne Casey connection, but there is a former Toronto Raptor that we'll probably be talking about tomorrow or throughout the week that I think the Pistons should go after, and it's a better fit, a better need. I don't want to spoil it because I don't want anyone to get ahead of the gun here, but VanVleet, I don't think he's going anywhere except for Toronto. So I don't think Pistons fans, we have to worry about paying him, and I don't want people to get their hopes up about getting him, because I think he's a pretty loyal guy. I think he was undrafted. If not, he was a second round draft pick. I forgot to look that up before I did this. So he's worked hard, man. He's earned everything that he's gotten. He's going to deserve this pay grade. I just don't think the Pistons should be the ones to give it to him. That being said, I think the Pistons should focus more around getting a point guard in the draft to get a young player in the future, because we still have Derrick Rose. And Derrick Rose has got one more year left on his contract before the Pistons can negotiate. I guess they can negotiate right now if they really wanted to. But before we have to worry about re-signing him, get a young player and let Rose kind of be the mentor for him for a full season and really see where we're at there. And then we can start talking about getting some better point guards in free agency. I would not be surprised if we went for a lower tier point guard in free agency. Just something cheap and someone to play the backup point guard once Rose needs load management or whatever it may be. But yeah, for VanVleet, I'm gonna have to say no for the Pistons. For the Toronto Raptors, go ahead and re-sign him. But maybe you guys have something different about him. Let me know in the comments if you guys would want VanVleet, and if so, what are you willing to pay him? You have to be realistic because he's gonna want a lot of money, If it was cheap, then yeah, I'd probably do it, but it's not going to be cheap. So no go for me. Again, not knocking him. I don't hate him. He's just under 6 foot. He's a small guard. Doesn't really fit what we're trying to do here. I don't see it happening. But leave it down in the comments. Instagram, Twitter, DSA members, and the DSA website links are all in the description. Check all of it out. Website's pretty dope. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.